everyone, if you're just logging in, we are the Zachary team, Gabriel and Kristina, and today we're going to be interviewing Aram Ghazaryan. Am I pronouncing it right?
Oh, man.
I think we just lost him, but this is what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about becoming a real estate agent. We're going to be talking about YouTube, how to utilize YouTube, a quick introduction for who Aram is. He's a real estate agent from Chicago. He's been at it for a while now, I believe 3 or 4 years. He can confirm that once he's back online. And he's been very active on YouTube. He's one of the people that we've been following from the very beginning, ever since we started. He has really interesting content, informational content, entertaining content. He's definitely someone to look up to and emulate if you want to be on YouTube or if you want to utilize your social media.
Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
Oh,
Okay.
welcome back. All right, so I was giving you a quick introduction. Please go ahead and do your own introduction as well. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Perfect. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, to the millions watching. My name is Aram. I'm a realtor in the Chicagoland area, and make a lot of content on YouTube. And I'm here with you guys today, and I'm excited. So hopefully we can help a few people out.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, why don't you start with the first question? Ladies first.
So basically, I don't really have a question. Just kind of introduce yourself a little bit. So for people who don't watch you on YouTube like we do, kind of just say maybe how long, what got you into real estate, how long you've been in it, and what you love about it the most.
Got it. So I'm currently 25 years old. I got into business at 21 years old, and I decided I want to be a realtor at around 19 because I hated my job and I always wanted to own my own business, right? So I was going to community college for engineering and failing every class because I'm not that bright, unfortunately. So I was like, okay, I'll just switch to a business major because I want to start a business anyway. And then it was time for me to decide what university I was going to go to. I looked at all the debt and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's about $50,000 in 2 years of my life. I said, why don't I just save the $50,000? If I got to go in debt, I'll go in debt starting something, and then at least I'll have 2 years of experience. So that's kind of the decision that was made between 19 to 21, or 19 to 20, really. And then I got my real estate license, and then just kind of off to the races because this is one of the businesses where you don't really need that much money. And I grew up poor, so for me to have like a $10,000 starting thing for a business was not going to happen. But 2,000, I could come up with 2,000, which I did on my credit cards, and here we are 2 years later.
Yep, pretty much the same story here. So, what got you into YouTube?
So, honestly, to be as frank as possible, I'm an attention whore, and I just love the attention. So I started making videos. I made a bunch of videos in the beginning that I never posted because I wasn't confident enough. And then eventually I just decided, you know what, I want to be YouTube famous, right? So I made the video about my first year as a realtor. I just hit record, talk, and then posted it. But then I forgot about YouTube completely, right? Because I was just working and it's just a lot of work. And then like 3 months down the road, I come back to check this video, it's like 1,200 views. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay. So I did some SEO stuff on it, and then I come back 3 months later, we're at like 4,000 views, right?
Nice.
And I'm getting a subscriber or two like every day. And I'm like, you know what? It would be a shame to let this perfect opportunity of a video that's kind of doing well go to waste. So I started just posting twice a week for like about a year and a half ago, I want to say. And then I just been kept posting ever since, and here I am.
And we can totally see the
growth.
Yeah, the growth and the difference.
Like, isn't that amazing?
It is like watching your first video versus watching you now. It's like, okay,
it's like night and day. Honestly,
even dressed different. Now it's a crazy world. I love it.
We watched all of those videos, and you talking about like dressing up in the suit and presenting yourself, which brings me to my next question: is creating a brand. Like, how did you go about that? Or like, when did you realize that YouTube is more about creating a brand rather than trying to sell something?
So for me, when it comes to creating a brand, I kind of wanted to work with people that I enjoy working with, right? So the brand that I wanted to create was just authentic, like whoever I am, right? I like to joke around. I like to have a lot of fun. I'm very loud, right? So basically, that's just the image that I portray, and that's the type of clientele that I get. Mm-hmm. So that's about where I go with the brand. And with YouTube, I just do it. It's mostly for fun, right? So people really see. I mean, you guys see it. It's just enjoyable. I don't really try to sell anything on there. It's mostly just to be like, okay, see, I know how to market myself. Look, here's proof of concept.
Yeah, this is who I am, and this is what I can do, pretty much. Yeah,
exactly.
Very cool.
And people get to know me before they know me.
That is true. I feel like with real estate agents, we're viewed as like car sales agents or like sharks, or we're just like like super money hungry. And of course, like we want the job and we want to
like
help
money,
you, right? But it's kind of like it humanizes you in a way. So as far as like the brand,
one thing I do that I think it does help. I'm sure you guys appreciate is I also I share most of my failures too.
Yes,
because that happens a lot more often than me doing anything good, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are hesitant to share those moments, thinking that people are going to make fun of them when they don't realize that 99% of people fail.
Yes.
Right. So more people fail than succeed, so they can relate to you on your failures, right? And I just found that all my videos would be messing up, do a lot better than my videos would be like hitting it big.
Yeah.
So just a little tip for everybody.
Like your video with the client that fired you.
Yeah, where you showed them like 18 showings or something, or like the span of over 18 months.
I wish it was 18. Actually, I wish it was like. It was 80 plus over the course of a year and a half.
Okay, 18 months. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so many, and it was heartbreaking. But you got to take those little moments and turn them into a win. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let this moment die. Let me just make a video about it.
But that's exactly what it's all about, really. Because when we were watching this video, like Kristina was already like kind of like tired and starting to feel down about like everything happening very slowly and the snowball effect and all of that stuff. And we have some clients that are just showing after showing after showing, and they don't even want to sign a contract, So she sees that video and she's like, oh, well, okay, well, I guess we're not the only people,
And it's
not the only one.
And I'm a very impatient person, and I'm trying not to be, but we've only been doing this for almost 4 months now.
Less than 4
months.
I'm
like, everybody says we're doing all this hard work, so where's the
where's the money?
Yeah, what do I have to show
me
for
the
it?
Money.
And everybody's like, Kristina, calm down. It's only been 4 months. And I'm like, I don't care.
I still feel like I felt the same way.
Yeah.
It took me about 6 months before I got paid. And when you go on YouTube and you look up agents, stuff like that, all you see is agents sells 300 houses their first year. You're like, who is this guy? Why is nobody calling me on my door, door knocking or whatever it is I'm doing?
Yeah.
So everyone's different. You really have to be patient with it. And it's annoying to hear, but I have to tell myself too every now and then, hey, relax. It'll come,
Yeah. Yeah, do you go to mentors a lot, or do you go to people who are in a better position you in real estate for that kind of push or that extra? I found that helps me. If we talk to our mentor, if we talk to
people like you,
to kind of hear them. Do you do the same thing as well?
I don't not personally I don't have any mentors that call, but I definitely watch other people's content and that inspires me. I'm very competitive, so if I see someone that is on the path a little bit better, I'm like, okay, I gotta catch up. So that kind of lights a fire under me. And a lot of my friends are kind of succeeding as well. So that I talking to them, hanging out with them, it kind of forces me to step my game up. So so my circle is generally a little bit on the higher up, which helps me a ton. And then just watching other people's content is incredibly helpful for me personally. There's a kid, I don't know if you guys heard of him, Joshua Aram. I can't say his last name, but his first name is Joshua. And he just started YouTube, and the dude has 300 subscribers.
Wow.
That pissed me off. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm coming back I'm like, maybe I make 3 videos a week. I don't know. But things like that is what inspired me.
No, I feel you, because we're stuck with 60. Full stop. There's no 100 after. We're currently at 60, and we're trying to post twice a week. And we try and change content and stuff, but the growth has been very, very slow.
But are you guys posting content for agents, or are you posting like consumer stuff?
All sorts of
all
things.
sorts of
Yeah,
different
we
things.
try and not take ourselves very seriously. We do a little bit of open houses here and there. We do videos, information. We do
Showing the city,
yeah.
showing San Antonio.
So
Okay.
when you have the time, take a look and let us know what you think.
DM me I'm sure it's on your bio, right?
Yeah, it is.
YouTube link. Okay,
It's
I'll take a look at it.
yeah, you can go to YouTube. It's the Zachary team. Everything is under the Zachary team, and you'll find us there.
So do you have somebody who like edits your videos? Like you have a video editor? Do you have like a social media manager? How do you balance your time and all of that? Because you seem really busy.
So you're looking at them. I pretty much do. I do all the editing. I do all the social media stuff because that's the part of my business I enjoy the most.
Mhm.
So that's the part that I 100% always will do. Maybe not the editing because it's so time consuming.
It
At some
is.
point, I want to give that away.
Yeah.
But as being like as creative as I am, like I have a certain idea of how I want something to look, and that only happens when I edit it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the video tours you see, like all the videos I see you see are basically all edited by me. With the exception to one, which was the Palace in Burr Ridge.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything was done by me. And then the social media stuff is honestly very easy. That's like the easiest part of it. I used to cold call for 3 hours a day, then an hour and a half of follow-up, and then have to go on these appointments. That's an 8-hour spread right there. Yep. It takes me maybe 5 minutes to make a TikTok, 15 minutes to come up with caption ideas, and I'm off to the races, you know? So I mostly do it myself.
Okay.
So speaking of the stuff that you do, what kind of tools do you use for your videos?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What kind of what?
Tools, yeah.
Tools. So I'm very basic with it. I have a tripod, and that's pretty much it. And when I'm recording something, I just try to make the environment I'm in a little bit more exciting. So if it's gonna be a boring video, maybe I'll just come in with something in my hand, or I'll roll in with the chair. I'll just use props when I can, just to make the video a little bit more exciting on the creative end.
Okay, and you just use your phone, correct?
Just my phone, yeah.
Nice.
All the vlogs are filmed on my phone, which is iPhone 11 Pro. I used to do it with an iPhone 8. No one has noticed the difference. And I even use the front camera, not even the back camera. So I film like this. And all the ones you see where I'm like sitting down, I have a camera. It's called the Nikon D3300. It's a very entry-level DSLR camera that you can like adjust, different angles with, and it's very helpful. But that's the only one I use for like sit-downs, because you can't really move with that because the focus is different. You just have to set one focus and you're done.
Yeah, that shows to that pretty much shows that anybody can do it pretty much, like so you don't need a lot to start. The proof is in the pudding, pretty much, like the content is key. It doesn't matter what tools you use, it doesn't matter what equipment you have, as long as you have good content, as long as you provide provide something entertaining and informative. That's really what counts. And speaking of that, how do you come up with the ideas of your videos? Like, when do you because your channel is very different, and that's one of the reasons why we were watching you and we enjoy it. We follow other people who are super informative, but whenever they post something new, I find myself saying like, okay, I'll watch that later. It's like 30 minutes. I don't have time for that right now. And when I do watch it, I'm like, okay, I need to focus. There's so much information, But when I watch you, there's information, but there's also entertainment, and then time flies by. I don't feel like it's heavy content, It's light, it's flows, and it's smooth. So how do you balance that? How do you balance the keeping it light and fun and informative at the same time?
So you actually hit on like my magic recipe right there, right? If you want anyone to watch any content, if you're going to be like a business person, is you have to have a very healthy balance of information and entertainment, right? Entertainment has to come first, just because if it's boring, like you said, I'm not going to be inclined to watch it as quickly as I need to, right? So you have to entertain, and then you have to be information-based as well. Because if you just entertain, then you're going to be taken as a joke, right? You want people to know that you know what you're talking about, but you want to keep their attention. So that's the recipe for any content I do, is how do I entertain and how do I provide information at the same time, right? For me, I am naturally enthusiastic, so I'm able to bring that energy. And because I am like, I speak conversationally when I'm making the videos, right? So that makes it a little bit easier to watch than me like having a set script and trying to come off the bullet points, right? I'll just hit record and talk. And then I'll chop it up to like where it's just the entertaining part, so you don't have to worry about me like going like, so the other day, we were walking down the street, and then there was the sunny side of the corner, and then I just cut straight to what I'm trying to say.
That's me. I'm more of the go on a rant type, and
I'm like, get to the point.
She's more like energy. Let's do this.
Gabriel's gonna come into the question. I do the same thing. You don't see it because I chop it up.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one angle of it. And then what was I got into it. So what was the exact question again? What was the recipe or something?
Yeah.
How do you balance information and entertainment? Like, you have to find that balance.
So a lot of it is the intro, right? So what I do is, if you notice a lot of my videos, I will give you the best 5 seconds in the beginning.
Yep.
And then you have to wait and see what the hell was he talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So the most recent vlog is just putting out for my first investment property, right? That doesn't come up to like minute 12. So then the whole time you're like, what did he do?
Yeah.
Right? So it keeps you track. So you gotta provide some kind of a hook, and then that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
And like if the hook is, I have an open house today, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you won't believe what happened at this open house today. Boom. Yeah. Now I wanna know. Right?
Okay.
So things like that.
Nice. And what kind of tips and tricks do you have for YouTube? Like posting or just
SEO? You mentioned SEO.
So I don't know if you guys know that there's an extension on Google Chrome called vidIQ. It's incredibly helpful because once you have it, then every video you get to see what that person tagged, and then what their tags are, which one of their tags are trending, right? So you can go and watch, like, say, for example, Ryan Serhan's content and see what tags he used, and then use those same tags, you're getting the same audience.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
So vidIQ is very helpful with the SEO stuff, but I definitely use tags. I have this thing called keyword search, where it's also another extension on Google, where when you type in, like, how to become a real estate agent, right? It will tell you exactly how many people are searching that. So my tags are only the things people are searching for, right? If, for example, if I just put a very specific thing, I'm not going to pop up in anyone's search, right?
Yeah.
How does Aram get business? No one's ever searching that, right? Yeah. So there's some tags. The description is very important. So I definitely have something in my description. And then the titles, right? You got to make sure it's like, when I make my day in the life videos, a lot of people search day in the life, right? Of a real estate agent. So that's why I put day in the life and then do real estate agent, because those are both like keywords right there. So there's some things I do on the SEO front. And thumbnails. My God, the thumbnails are huge. Yeah. So you gotta definitely with the thumbnail, I'll take like a screenshot of like somewhere in the video, and then I'll put the title where it's supposed to, like it's a day in the life or whatever it is, and then I'll maybe include a little bit of a subtitle where it's like what happened that day, right? Offer rejected, or 3 offers out, 1 multiple offers, investment property, whatever. And that's huge if you have a good thumbnail.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
While I'm on the subject, an app called Superimpose X. It looks like this.
Okay.
That's what I use to do all my thumbnails. I'll take a screenshot, then you send it to my phone, edit, it takes me 3 minutes, and then send it back to my computer. Nice.
This is really good. Guys, if you just logged in and you're watching right now, we're talking to Aram Ghazaryan. Am I spelling it right?
I forgot we were live.
You actually said it perfectly. The last name was very authentic.
You're Armenian originally?
Yeah,
yeah,
I
like
am, yeah. So the way you said it is the ethnic way you say it. I have Americanized it to just Ghazaryan. Oh. It's easier for people to say, but Ghazaryan is like the fluent way.
I have one of my very best friends that I grew up with in Egypt. He's Armenian. His name is Jack Avakian. So.
He's definitely Armenian. That Yan at the end. That's give it away.
Yeah, so I know a lot about Armenia, and I know a lot about Armenians. He made sure that I do. Armenian people are super cool. I definitely click with Armenians.
Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you as well.
Of course. So, okay, let's stick to the... See, I go off on rants, so... All right. Okay. So
reel it back in. Like yesterday we were with some clients, and him and the other husband, they were just like talking, and then I was like... Tap, and I'm like...
She needs to always tap. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about world events and all sorts of things, and the guy is like sitting there like,
And then his wife is with his wife is pregnant and she has a son, and I'm like, she's ready to go home and leave, and I'm like, come on, babe, like.
But it's good information. So
that's where you guys make a good team. You spotted this, you read the room perfectly.
Yeah.
You're like, we gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
I have
go
a question.
Go for it.
What do you like about kind of being on YouTube, and what do you dislike about being on YouTube? Have you found anything, or maybe like it sometimes attracts like interesting clients, or like tell me about the likes and dislikes of YouTube, or like the pros and cons maybe.
That's a beautiful question. No one's ever asked me that question. Ooh, that's exciting. That got me thinking a little bit. So for starters, the content I make on YouTube doesn't really get me too many clients, right? Because it's very agent based. Because that's just the content I got stuck making, and I now enjoy making, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I do get a few every now and then. So the pros are just being able to help people, bringing value. It's very fulfilling, and being an attention whore, getting the attention is amazing. I love every minute of it, right? And of course, you get paid, so that's also great. And it's hard work. It's just time consuming, but it's not hard work. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
So those are all like the pros. Some of the cons would be, I would say I had a couple of very strange people message me. My information is entirely too public. So I have to switch my cell phone off of my Instagram now. So it's like a Google Voice number. Because I received one guy that just wouldn't stop texting me paragraphs about his personal life. And like my dad left me, and then my grandma did this, and then so I'm moving to Chicago, and then another set of, I'm just like, oh man, this is something's wrong here. Yeah. And then I had another guy who was just a straight stalker. His name was something Castro. I forget his first name, but he followed me on all different, and would randomly text me on different numbers, the same exact thing, and then want to give me donuts. Like, hey, do you like donuts? I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Your first message is, do you like donuts? I work at Jewel. I can get you as many donuts as you want. I'm like, what? So that's one con. And the other con is, it's almost like a pet peeve. I get a lot of, I try to respond to all of my comments and DMs, and I do. But some of them will ask me questions that are answered in almost every single video. Someone will ask me, how do you get your phone numbers? Where do you get your phone numbers? I'm like, dude, it's in 50 blogs. In 50 blogs I mentioned, I use RedX, right? Yeah. So those are some of the cons, because it gets really repetitive. Yeah. But I understand maybe someone hasn't gotten a chance. Maybe they watched the 30 blogs, but haven't watched that one blog, right? So I'm trying to be a little bit more understanding with that.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
That was a damn good question.
That was a good answer.
Okay, so going off of that, what's the most difficult video that you've worked on, and why?
Most difficult video. I remember it was the one I made about dropping out of college. For some reason, that was such an important video for me that I could not get it right. It took me 7 tries on 3 different days before I was like, okay, I'm happy with this outcome. So I don't know what about that video that took me so long to make, or it was so difficult. But in regards to making, that was the toughest. In regards to editing wise, I want to say I made a video about a Lakeshore Drive condo, and that was just incredibly difficult to make, both because we were in 3 different settings, right? Be at the agent's office, and then at the property, and then we had to deal with the doorman during the intro and outro scene, and then I had to come back a second day because I missed a lot of footage, and then get some B-roll, and then put it all together. With some rolling shots of a car was a nightmare. Put the sequences together. So that was a really rough edit, but it's doing great. I think we're almost at 10,000 views, so it was all worth it.
What was your most fun video to work on?
That's a good one.
She's getting all the cool questions. We have some questions here, and she's choosing all the nice ones.
I like it.
Well, it's not my fault you're not taking that opportunity.
I want to say my coolest video would be, there was a palace in Burr Ridge. It wasn't it looked like a palace, right? And that was just fun because that was my first video with another agent, and the other agent was actually comfortable on camera. So it was the first time I had somebody to go back and forth with. Yeah. And that was a really good time.
We did.
Yeah, we saw that one.
Yeah, that was a cool video.
That was a good one. Yeah. That's the only one I didn't edit, so it's got a different tone to it than when I usually make videos. Yeah. And that took forever to make, because I had to work with the videographers, schedule. I'm like, hey, I need you to make this slight edit that I could do in 7 seconds, but I gotta wait a week. you know. So that's why I did all my videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. What were your expectations when you got into YouTube?
Honestly, I never thought I would make it this far. I just thought I'd just make content and see what happened. I didn't really have a set goal.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make a little bit of change, right? And then just make some videos that help, right? And then it's just been growing. So now I don't even know. I still have no expectations. I just make it to make it. And whatever happens, happens. So that's a very stress-free life.
Okay.
Yeah. We really think you're clever on TikTok too. We were watching some of your TikToks the other day, and you put some really cool, like, catchy songs to it, and just kind of put like real estate attached to it. And I'm like, that was clever. That was interesting.
That's one platform. We're on all platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. TikTok is still one of those platforms that we're still hesitant to approach. Because we're just
I think I know I'll be good at it. I know I'll be good at it, but I'm just like, oh, that's a lot of time and energy. But I mean, I don't know why I'm so hesitant on it.
You guys are making, so how are you guys getting your business? Are you doing mostly social media, or are you doing like the old school door knocking, cold calling kind of stuff?
Both. We're doing both.
Okay. Yeah. So with the TikToks, it's actually a lot. So if you're gonna build any platform, right? Right now, to grow organically on YouTube is so difficult. Because you have to like be so lucky that one video blows up. Like for Joshua, his second video blew up, and that's how he was able to like jumpstart his YouTube, right? And the same for like social media, because no one's really searching the Zachary team, right? Yeah. But growing organically on TikTok is a lot easier, and that's kind of how I somewhat grew to YouTube a little bit faster. Because before TikTok, I was getting like 200 subscribers a month, right? And then after a couple of my TikToks blew up, I went up to like 400 subscribers a month, and I've stayed there consistently. Because growing there organically is so much easier. And here's the best part. You don't even have to come up with the ideas, guys. You don't even have to come up with the ideas. The trend is there. You just gotta hop on the
just like hop on the train.
You rush to it, right? And that's all I do. I see like a sound that's doing well. I'm like, okay, how can I use the words in this sound in real estate? Or how do I just use the bass dropping to give a certain topic on real estate? Right? And that's helped a lot. Like, you know, the one I did with, it was like a Pop Smoke song where I'm like pointing at like biggest mistakes people make when buying or something like that. That's at 2 million views, and I have received like, that took me 2 minutes to make. And I have received like 6 clients just from that video alone, and maybe like 20,000 followers. God knows how many more clients in the future, right? So I would definitely not sleep on TikTok just because it's super easy to grow. And it's gonna transition to your YouTube and to your Instagram and help those avenues grow as well. And that's really where that business is gonna come from.
So how do you like advertise your YouTube on TikTok? I guess I haven't gone that deep yet. Like, how do they?
Yeah. I mean, let me open it up for you real quick. All right. So when you go into like anyone's page, like you can see down here, you have the bookmark, and then you have the social media link.
Yes.
I hit the wrong one. And then when you hit the social media, you could click 2. So I put my Instagram and my YouTube.
Nice.
Smart. Okay, I had no. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Now I should put in my bio link to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do it.
There you go.
I think that would help me a ton. So that's basically it. Definitely, I wouldn't sleep on TikTok.
You're welcome.
What's up?
You're welcome. All right. Speaking of monetization, so there's 2 questions that we have to ask you. You ask the first one, and I'll ask the second one.
How long was it until you monetized on YouTube? And real quick, how many subscribers do you have currently?
That's a good question. Let me give you a legit number. Last I checked, it was like 63. No, never mind. Oh damn. We're at 6723. So about 6,700.
Nice.
Good job. Good job.
Next month we'll probably hit 7. If we can hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I would be so happy. Just because I like 10K. You know, when you see 10K, just take the channel more seriously.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But what was the question?
How long was it until you started monetizing on YouTube?
And how long have you been on YouTube as well?
I want to say I've been on YouTube for like real consistently, where I'm making videos a week, about 1.5 years. I started May of 2019, right?
Yeah.
So almost 2 years actually. And then it took from May to November of 2019 for me to actually get all the things I needed to be monetized, which was 1,000 subscribers, which I had by October, but you had to have 4,000 hours watched, which is one of the things that took me a long time to get to. But once those two were hit, actually it was a TikTok that blew up that got me to 1,000 subscribers,
Nice.
and it got me the watch time I needed, and then I was monetized from that point on. So I think my first month I made like $121, and then right now I'm averaging somewhere around like $340 a month, which is great. You know, it's like extra change on the side that I don't even realize I make because it goes to a different account.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Like, how much work or what kind of work do you or clients do you usually get from social media? Like, how much and what kind?
Lately, it's been a lot of first-time home buyers. I would say 90% are going to be buyers, and that's because of the content I make, right? And that's a lesson I've learned over the last few months. Is the content you make is the client you will attract, right? So I keep making like mistake first-time home buyers make, or like how to buy a house with no money down, or etc. I'm gonna get the first-time home buyer who doesn't want to put any money down, right? But if I switch my content to how to upsize, or how to downsize the right way, I'm gonna get the client with a big house looking for a smaller house, right? Because that's the stuff that's gonna catch his eye. So those are some things that I've been doing. I forgot the question again. What was it?
Like how often do you get clients from social media in general, or specifically YouTube? And you answered the first one, the first part of the question.
Oh, okay. So in regards to how often I get, I would say every week I get at least 2 clients. Now they don't always work out. Sometimes I'll meet with them, they're just not ready. Sometimes they're
like leads.
You know,
they're leads.
What's up?
They're leads, or like hot leads or active leads. Yeah.
Oh, so those are what I consider like when I get a client, mostly on Instagram or like TikTok or YouTube. When I get a client, they'll send me a DM, and they're pretty like it's a hot lead and it's very warm lead too. Like I don't have to sell them anything. They'll just come to the office. They're ready to go.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I love the social media aspect of it, because they see you guys working, right? So you don't have to sell yourself as a hardworking agent or an intelligent agent. They see the content. It's all the work is done, right? But sometimes I'll meet with them and I'll be like, okay, you know, the area you're looking is just not something I do, or the price point is kind of like doesn't make any sense for what you're looking for. Or I've had one guy who was looking for like a big house with a very small budget, and I was like, my friend, you just can't buy.
Yeah.
So I would say out of like 5 people that meet me or I talk to, one of them ends up being like a legit. We're gonna start looking every day, and I have been getting a few like agent referrals lately too. Like I got a couple from Michigan that is very helpful, which I hadn't gotten before. So that's also very good.
That's cool.
We promise if anybody's moving from Texas to Chicago, we're gonna send them your way. Yeah, that's a promise.
And I will return the favor.
Yep.
Thank you.
Right.
What are the biggest mistakes you see YouTubers make, or like real estate agent YouTubers make on YouTube?
I love this question. I was waiting for something like this. Okay. Number 1 is being way too cookie cutter, right? Just standing in front of, let me tell you the things that first-time home buyers and mistakes they make, and then just boom, 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 right? Not being so afraid to be yourself. It's just a basic video, right? And not sharing your perspective, because 10 people can make a video about how to buy a house, right? It will be 10 different videos if you all make it from your perspective, right? How you think, how you process issues, right? With your personality. But if you all just go straight facts, all right, step 1, get pre-proof. Step 2, do this. Step 3, it's a boring video. Nobody wants to watch that. There's no entertainment there, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the mistakes I see a lot of agents make. They just put themselves in this box and they don't share their personality. And one thing that drives me crazy, and I don't know if you guys do this or not, I hope you don't, is when agents have a separate social media account for their business. That drives me crazy. Do you guys have that or no?
We do.
What do you mean?
Oh, no.
Like we have the Zachary team is like we have the Zachary team page.
Yeah.
It's a page. It's a Facebook page.
Right.
That's what you mean, right? Or
But do you guys have your personal Instagrams as well?
no.
No.
Oh, okay. Then that's different. So basically, what I'm saying, there's people like, and I've met a lot of my like people message me on YouTube will have like a separate page, and I'm like, I will not follow that page. I don't care. I'm not doing it because it makes no sense, right? When you our job is to basically be in front of as many people as possible and not be bored, right? And when you put yourself in this, for example, real estate group A, right? And it's only your real estate content. Now that's all you can make. Yeah. Right? You can't show your personality, your life, or whatever. It's just 100% commercial break. Yeah. Nobody wants to watch a movie that's 90% commercial break. Yeah. Right? I'm not enjoying the movie. Yeah. So the recipe I learned, I took a marketing course a while back, and a recipe I learned is if you want to keep people's attention, this kind of falls back into an earlier question you asked. If you want to keep their attention, you can't keep just selling it to them, right? You have to entertain, but then every now and then remind them of what you do and what you're here for, right? Yep. So, for example, if you watch an hour-long TV show, right? The TV show is really 15 minutes, and there's 10 minutes of commercial. Yep. Yeah. So there's a reason they do that, right? It's to keep your attention so you don't stop watching the show. So you have to do the same with your social medias, right? Yep. So it's got to be, maybe 3 or 4 posts of, you eating a Snickers bar, or, you making a joke, or just having fun, sharing your personal life, going biking. I don't know what you guys do, right? Yeah. And then the 5th one could be, just sold this house. Yeah. Right? This way, for example, I smoke cigars, right? So when I post me smoking a cigar, all the people that smoke cigars are engaging with me, right? And then when I post me playing basketball, all the people are with basketball engaging. And then when I post about real estate, all those groups now see that. Yeah. See what I mean? Whereas if you just box yourself into real estate, you're going to have a bunch of followers that are real estate agents. Yeah. And that's going to get you nothing.
No, I agree a lot. Actually, this is one of the very first things we started doing, because when we looked at other people, older social media was like sold, house, open
under
house,
contract,
under contract. And it becomes boring. So what we try and do is we try and stick to real estate, but we post a lot of things about our life. We post a lot of things about relationship, since that's pretty much our unique selling point. We're a team, we're a couple. Team, yeah. So we post stuff about relationship. We post stuff about any activities we do. We're editing currently a video about us camping. And we posted about
or like that. we have the video that's being edited right now currently. We did an apartment tour because everybody's like, oh, look at this big nice house, and we currently live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's not very big, but it's like super cute and small. But we did like an apartment tour to
I love it.
Rising realtors, surviving
starving artists, so to speak.
Oh my! I love that so much. Yeah. That is exactly what you are supposed to do to get people's attention and just entertain, right? Yeah. See, I love that because it's a 1-bedroom, you said? Yeah. So it's clearly not a mansion. So we're stating the obvious here, right? Go on with it. Because nobody wants to watch a 1-bedroom tour. Exactly. You've got a 1-bedroom tour. But now you've added this twist to it. I kind of like the sarcasm, it's amazing. So you guys are natural at just keeping it a little bit more interesting and entertaining.
We made it look like so fancy. We kept on commenting on all like this is a painting drawn by a famous artist, Kristina. We just tried to make it sound fancy, but we were just joking.
When is this video coming out? I need to see this video.
We're editing it right now. It should be out on Friday, right? Or
I think Braden will be done with it on Friday. Yeah. Or like Thursday.
Yeah, so Friday. We have a video editor that we deal with. He's really good. If you want a recommendation, by the way, because it does save us a lot of time. Like we just shoot, we shoot all the footage. I do the B-rolls and all of that stuff. And then we send it to him. And he really got, we interviewed him. We chat with him regularly. He's in California. And he got our character and our personality, and he just edits the videos beautifully. And I think if you look at our channel, you'll be able to tell the difference between the very first.
Because I did the very first videos. I did my best.
You'll be able to tell there's different editing, and he does a really good job. If you want, we will send you his information, and he's
great.
Yeah, he's
great.
Really
he's very attentive and very responsive.
Yeah, and always on time.
I may need to get his information because at some point I can't keep doing this.
I understand.
Yeah. All right. So we're almost out of time. So One last question. You and this is gonna be a fun one, hopefully.
Yes.
One of the videos when we were starting and we were looking at brokerages, one of the videos I watched for you is why you did not join EXP. By the way, we're with EXP.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? I don't see EXP anywhere on your. I'm just kidding.
So
No.
it was
Bad blood.
We did a lot of research actually. We watched your videos. We watched videos from a lot of
other
realtors.
agents.
And one thing I totally agree with you. A lot of EXP realtors are all not about real estate. They're about recruiting, and that sucks. You know.
Yeah, we're not like super like gung-ho about EXP. Like, we're like, okay, there's some cons to it, so we want to hear about your opinion on why you didn't choose EXP.
He kind of made a whole video about it.
Well, some other people didn't see it, so we're going to draw them his way.
Fine.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. I was almost dead set on joining EXP, right? I had also done all the research, so I knew a lot about like the profit sharing, like they say they give you an office, right? I went to that office. I almost rented a space in that office. Like I was almost ready to go, right? But then I said to myself, like, I'm not the work from home type, right? I need like a base to go to and get into my zone, right? Yeah. Especially because I'm making content. The more space I have, the better, right? And it needs to be like a modern space. Yeah, I'll show you. This is our office. Can't really see it too much, but it actually helps me with my content a lot. And having a place to bring clients was very important for me personally, right? Okay. So that's why I didn't want to do EXP, because that working from home is a dead. I can't do it, right? I got to work from somewhere. So that was step number one. You know, I felt that there's too many people that were just trying to recruit. I'm like, does anybody sell real estate? Like, what people don't realize is if I start recruiting and the guy under me starts recruiting and no one sells real estate,
nobody's making money.
Profit share because there's no profit. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So that's something that a lot of people are missing out on. They just want to recruit, but I'm like, no, you have to produce. Right? And actually, I saw a Facebook ad for this office. And when I came here, I said, listen, the structure for this EXP is the best structure I've ever seen in regards to commission, because it's very fair, right? Yeah. You get an 80-20 split, and until you cap at 16, and then you keep everything you make,
exactly.
Right? So at any given time, the company's making 16 grand. Now, if you don't cap, then you don't deserve to make 100,000 anyway, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I want the structure. So they were kind enough to provide me that exact same. I literally have your exact same split.
Yeah. Nice.
Here at the Remax office. So
nice.
That's one reason for me. And again, I couldn't deal with the fact not having my own space. I need to have my own space. And I just, when you say you're from EXP, like I feel like it's got a weird, ring to it. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Okay. No one's ever heard of EXP. That's not an agent, right? Yeah. So and when I see Remax, I get the same split. Literally, I pay the same monthly as you do. It was a no-brainer for me. But that video was mostly based for like newer agents who are looking to go. Like you guys are a bit different because clearly it looks like you work from home and you have each other, right? Yes. So that's a huge support system that you have. Whereas if you're just like sole guy, lonely Aram, right? And you have no experience or nothing, and you join EXP, they say they give you a mentor, but, a lot of offices give you mentors, but they're useless. They never pick up the phone, or you can't get a hold of them, or are they even in the state? Do they live within 2 minutes of you, or are they like 3 hours away, right? So for me, my first year, what was very helpful is I was given a mentor by my brokerage, but I never called her because I didn't want to inconvenience her. So what I ended up doing is I'd get up from my desk, walk to my managing broker, ask her a million questions, and walk back to my desk. Yeah. That was a huge learning experience, because then I went to her, I'm like, how do I do this CMA? She shows me, right? It's like a quick, I just need a 7-second answer. I would just walk and go, right? Yeah. And then in the office, I would hear like a top producing agent have a conversation with a client, right? And then I'd see like his schedule, right? What he does, and what type of clients he has. I'm like, ooh, I don't want that life. That's too rough, right? So like just learning like that, and then having listings in your office where I could call a specific agent that knows me, that's met me, and maybe I could do a tour on that. Maybe I could do an open house on that. Yep. So that gives me other opportunities to kind of get business. And then there's like the floor call leads, which is like so little. Like you might get 1 or 2 of those a year. Yeah. But I always get at least 1 a year. Yeah. Right? I just closed one last year already from it, and I got one this year already. So There's a lot of aspects to it. I get a lot of rental leads from the office too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luxury rental leads, I get those too.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are some of the reasons for me personally. But for example, if I had my own team, right, and if I had everything already set up, instead of starting a brokerage, I would just join EXP and then just rent an office from somewhere.
Yeah.
And that is a future plan.
Yeah. We share that. We share that plan. That's pretty much like right now we're not interested in recruiting at all. We are interested in learning, establishing ourselves, getting ourselves out there, and then eventually at some point, getting an office and start like paying it forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to do. So
100%. I can't wait to have my own space. Oh God.
Right.
I love working from someone else's office, but my own office is going to be a little different.
And it's really cool that you also watch Ryan Serhant. We watch.
Love Ryan Serhant. He's like top level.
Yeah.
He's something else.
His energy is through the roof. I met him in person.
Really?
I went to I'll never forget this day. It's like 9 a.m. on a Thursday. I get a message from an agent that I know here in Illinois. He's like, hey, do you know Ryan Serhant is doing a book signing in Chicago? I'm like, today? He's like, I'll be at the Union League Club 11 a.m. It's only 9. I can make it. So, I'm on my way out the door. I grab a sports coat so as to not look ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Like a red polo, black pants, brown shoes, and a black and blue jacket, right? Like a little sports coat. So I run out the house, I go to the office, get a little work done, and I drive to Chicago. It's like 45 minutes. I get there. I'm paying for parking, and the homeless man comes up to try to sell me his bag. I don't want to buy his bag. He's like, how much do you think the bag is worth? I'm like, I don't want to buy your bag. He's like, well, give me a price. I'm like, I look at the bag, I'm like, maybe $5, man. I don't know what your bag is worth.
Yeah.
He got offended and then insulted my outfit, which I was like, I was like, well, at least I know how to dress. I'm like, what? Just trying to pay for parking, And so I'm looking ridiculous. Literally a very bad polo, my sports coat, black pants, and then brown shoes. I don't match. Right? I didn't know this was a black tie event. I was not informed. Everyone's in dresses. Everyone's in nice suits. And I had a nice suit. I just didn't know. So I was like, oh, no. This is not a good way to make a first impression. And this was actually a funny story. This is going to come full circle. I'm in line so he gave like a little private speech, interview, right? And then I'm in line to get my book signed. I spent $30 on that book. I've never spent that much on a book. I'm waiting to get it signed, and I'm so nervous, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, I can't breathe. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is people waiting in line to see a famous person feel like.
Yeah.
I want people to feel like this when they see me.
Yeah.
Right? So when I go and I give them, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan. I couldn't say anything. Literally, it's a big fan. He signs the book, and I try to take a picture. You can visibly see my hand shake. Because the photo is so bad. It's literally moving the photo, right? And then on the way home, I'm like, damn, that'd be nice to have that kind of celebrity, that fame, right?
Yeah.
And I started making a YouTube video.
Nice.
So then, see, full circle.
You need to promise me something. You need to make a video about that experience because this is a hilarious story. You'll get a lot of hits on it, and I think we enjoyed hearing about it.
Yeah.
That's a video right there that you need to.
Right there. You should totally do.
You should totally do.
And that's not the best video idea. I'm going to make that video today, Gabriel, because think of the SEO aspect of it.
Exactly. And you can tag Ryan in it.
Exactly. The day I met Ryan Serhant. Yep. There you go.
I like it. When I met Ryan Serhant or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell the whole story. And if he sees it,
exactly.
I swear to God, I will fly down there to Austin, Texas. Right? You're in Austin, Texas?
No, San Antonio. Close enough.
San Antonio, Texas, and I will shake both your hands. You guys are, of course, but I will do it.
A shout out would be good enough. But if you ever decide to come to San Antonio, please do let us know.
We'll show you around. Definitely.
San Antonio is really cool. Remember the Alamo. We have a lot of cool things here.
You can't say that if you're not. I'm just kidding.
Hey, this is... Okay, pyramids. Remember the pyramids. The pyramids are older. They're cooler. But anyway, so...
right?
There's three. Actually, there's more. There's the three great pyramids, but there's a lot of
So
pyramids.
there's more?
Yeah, plenty.
Well,
A lot.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, actually, there's more pyramids in Sudan than in Egypt. No, a lot of people don't know that. But the most famous.
I didn't know there's pyramids in Sudan.
Yeah,
learn
there's
something new every day.
so many, like they're like popcorn in Sudan. But the most famous pyramids and the three pyramids of Giza, those are the most famous. Anyway, going off topic. So.
I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah, so thank you so
Yes,
much
it was
for
great.
like talking to us and helping us with this video. We would love a little bit of a roast when you have the time. Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, check out our Instagram and our YouTube channel, and then you can just like give
Roast
us,
us,
Yeah,
yeah.
roast us. Give us some
Are you
feedback.
sure?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
I can't find the link to. I've been looking for the link on your Instagram. So roast number 1 is way too hard for you to find a YouTube channel.
It's I should use Linktree to link everything. You know how YouTube, like Instagram, doesn't let you put a link
You
anywhere.
only have one link option.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying. But if you go to YouTube and just write the Zachary team, we should be the first thing that pops up.
I would probably scrap the. You have to pick one link. I would 100% scrap your website and put your YouTube link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Nobody's gonna go to Gabriel and Chris, even though it's a beautiful website. But no one's gonna go there. But they will go to your YouTube, and if they like you, then they'll visit your website.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
There's your tip. And then hold on a second. You know, I'll roast you after the camera's off. I don't want.
No. Do it. Come on. Everyone, we're being roasted live. Come on.
So I'm scrolling through. All right. If I didn't see this picture right here, I would have no idea what you guys look like. It's just a bunch of. I see no personality,
Yeah.
right? And
Yes.
you guys have amazing personality. So I would definitely try to get that across.
Okay.
For example, this is a great one.
Yeah.
And then Gabriel, I don't see you anywhere.
I'm not pretty. Like,
He's
I don't
gorgeous. What are you
I don't
talking about?
There we go. Okay, I see you. I finally found you.
There you go.
So more stuff like that.
Okay.
And try not to do. That's a thumbnail. That's funny. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. You should watch this video when you have the time and you want to laugh. We took the real estate exam and we examined each other, and if either one of us got it wrong, we had to do the pie face
Like
thing.
we revisited the real estate exam, and then
Really?
yeah, so that was a fun day. We did that on April Fool's Day.
We sucked.
I love that. I'm gonna go watch that because that's a really good content idea.
Yeah.
See, that would have made a great TikTok. You already have the idea.
Yeah.
Just repurpose them for TikTok. Okay.
Okay.
And then I would say just is this a meme? What people think realtors do? That's actually a funny meme. Try to get a little bit more original content.
Yeah.
Right. Because when I'm scrolling through my feed, I'm not even reading. I'm just doing one
Yeah.
of these. Right.
Okay.
But if I stop and see like I'm scrolling, I'll tell you when I stop. So I might stop here just because I'm curious who that woman is holding that Google whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And keep going. And I'm like, who is this woman making bacon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going.
Stories. So
Love
yeah,
this.
create stories. All of these are stories. Yeah,
Okay.
not Instagram stories, but I mean like there's
So more
a
of our
story.
faces.
There's a story to tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get your personality out there. And
Okay.
then I would say in the caption, I didn't really read any of the captions just yet, but make the captions a huge selling point. I don't know if you know this, but most people are watching Instagram with the sound off. I think 70%.
Yeah.
So your caption is what's gonna get you to turn the sound on if it's a video. That's
Yeah.
number one. Or your caption is gonna explain the picture.
Yeah.
Right. For example, one of my best posts ever actually has something to do with real estate. Let me find it for you guys. Here it is. This is my best post, like my best post ever, right? And the caption is the reason why. And I think I don't know if you guys seen this. When a prospective client says I'm too young to sell their house, and then hires a 58-year-old who still communicates via fax, right? So that kind of like that sells the picture a little bit more. So I usually spend a lot of time coming up with the caption. That's actually the most time consuming.
Yeah.
Is the caption, right? So I would definitely spend some time on that. Just spice it up a little bit.
Okay.
Make it more interesting. I don't know what tags you use, but use a lot of local tags,
Yeah.
right? like you're in San Antonio, so I would say San Antonio Realtor, definitely be a tag if you're not using it. And then, just living in San Antonio suburbs, San Antonio, and then whatever different parts of San Antonio there are. Are you guys in like the city, or are you like outskirts?
We're in the city.
Yeah,
we're like not downtown, but yeah.
Close enough. Mm-hmm. Okay. So like different local parts of San Antonio would be very helpful because that's how you're going to get that local audience to start following you, right? And then that's how your social media will grow.
Okay. Like Helotus or like that's really good idea. We haven't been doing that like the
and then tag people too. Like when you go to like a restaurant, say I don't know, name a famous restaurant at
Pasha, because I like Mediterranean food.
I was gonna say Saltgrass Steakhouse.
What?
Or Saltgrass Steakhouse.
No, but Saltgrass is not very.
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Target. Let's say you go to a local Target. So you go to a local Target, and then you could let's say Target is a restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. You're eating their food. You can do something interesting, entertaining within a 10-second story, right? Tag them. And then when they share it on their bigger page, people see it, like, oh, I like these guys. Or they just did this. I might tap on it and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So things like that will also help grow the channel organically. Mm-hmm. But you just have to do that consistently. It's going to take a lot of time.
That's the thing. We do it every now and then, but we don't do it a lot. So that's
good feedback.
Yeah. You guys do. So you're doing cold calling, door knocking, and the social media.
We're not doing cold calling. I tried Red X and it wasn't working that well for me. Like I wasn't getting a lot of like new leads. I was just calling like the pretty much same people.
Well, we were trying expireds only. Maybe we should try
like Fizbos or something. But we have a lot of more. I'm more like person to person. I'm like I can do cold calling. I don't care about rejection, whatever.
Yeah.
Just hate me, I don't care, just at least you're talking to me. But like I'm just better in person to person, I want to be out there.
We
do door knocking at least twice a week.
Yeah.
We go walk around.
Yeah. And then what else? So the reason I ask is a lot of agents will do like 5 different things to get business, which is great because it makes you feel productive, but it's horrible.
Yeah.
Because you can't go all in on 5 different things. You'll be dead.
Yeah.
We tried doing that the first 2 months and it didn't work. You were 100% right. And now we're just mainly focusing on door knocking and social media and not even advertising or anything. We tried advertising. It wasn't worth it.
When I just paid I haven't made the video yet, but I paid for Zillow leads. One, to get some easy business, and 2, to see like how it works so I can make a video about it. And as a new agent, if this is the type of business I was getting, I don't think I'd be able to close at all, right? Because these agents, I mean, the buyers you get when you pay for leads are just like there to see the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to be so good to get them to just work with you, because they literally just trying to show me how. They have no agent, right?
Yeah.
So as a new agent, when you have no experience, you're just throwing money away because you're not going to be able to close these leads at a high level, right?
Yeah.
So I would say first, go organic. And then are you guys doing anything with your sphere? Because you have 2 people here and 2 spheres. It's a huge benefit. So if I lead with anything, I will say this is an amazing job where you get to hang out with your friends and eventually they'll buy a house.
Yeah.
So go hang out with as many friends as you want. Go to poker nights. Go, I don't know, whatever, bowling when someone's doing bowling or wine night, movie night, whatever it is your friends do, right?
Yeah.
Go out to drink, do all that stuff. Even though it seems unproductive, you're showing your face around is literally that's how my business blew up, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of like finance clients, like corporate clients, and they're all my friends from high school, right? Yeah. I reconnected with one who connected me with another one, then all of a sudden I know an extra 15 people, 7 of them have bought a house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right? Nice. And the other 3 are on the market.
Nice.
It's a very effective way, and they already like you. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We can't wait. We're super excited now that COVID is kind of controlled.
Yeah.
Because like going out and doing all of that stuff, and we're very outdoorsy people. We like to go out and do a lot of activities. So we've been cocooned the past year, and we're super excited now that COVID is kind of receding a little bit. So we're looking forward to going out and doing more stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. Go out there and live, folks. Go out there and live.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, thank you so much. It's really nice talking to you, meeting you. And actually, now that we're going to watch your videos on YouTube and be like, we talked to that guy. So thank you so much for your time and
Appreciate it,
energy.
and thank you for your time. It's been a great combo as well. And I'm definitely I'm gonna go make that Ryan Serhant video right now because that's such a good idea. I
Yes.
can't believe I didn't
Awesome.
think of that. So
Uh,
thank you again.
one
And,
last thing, just for everybody that's watching, tell them who you are again, and if they are moving to Chicago or anything
oh,
that you want, just go ahead.
Sell
Yeah,
yourself.
it's all you now.
ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aram Ghazaryan. I'm a real estate agent in the Chicagoland area. Some may say I'm the best realtor this side of the Mississippi. I didn't say it. Some say it, but you can believe it. It is a fact. You can Google it as well. But if you need to reach me, my cell is 847-312-1740. And then the easiest way to get a hold of me is just send me a DM on Instagram, and it's Aram G Realty, and I'm the only one named that. So please send me a message, ask me questions. I'm here to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aram, and have a wonderful day. We would love to stay in touch with you.
Mhm.
So shoot us a message every now and then. Check on us.
I'll
And
tell you what, I'm going to follow you back right now because I forgot
awesome.
to do that.
Thank you.
No problem. I usually like to talk to the people first, and I realize I can't tell you how many of these interviews I've done where people are not prepared, questions to ask, and it's just like this. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? So you guys are great. I wish you tremendous success, and I think you will be. I think month 6, you guys are going to have a lot of things happen for you. So you just hang in there, okay?
All right,
Thank
we will.
you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
He is really cool. Go to end. To the right.